Iwa, which means to rouse oneself, awaken, awake, incite, to rouse oneself, awake, to be roused, to stir up, rouse, insight, to be triumphant, to be excited, to act in an aroused manner, awake, to be hot, ardent, to be awake or to awake. Let's see what else it says. To awake, to arouse from sleep. Figuratively, to arise as the wind. To arouse, awake from sleep. To arouse oneself, rise up. That's pretty much it. All right, back in Isaiah 14:9, reading on, it says, "It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth."
Look up the word dead.
Okay. The Hebrew word there is rapa'ayam, which means ghosts of the dead, shades, spirits, flaccid, feeble, weak, living in Hades, which means living in hell. And basically, if you're underneath the so-called white man, that's exactly where you are. You're living in hell. Once he comes to your land, takes over your land, takes over your resources, takes over your women. Remember, the scriptures say the serpent beguiled Eve, which is our women. You know, therefore weak and languid, like a sick person. That's it on that. There's no scrolling down on that one. It says, back in the English, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Keep reading. Okay. Isaiah 14:10, "And they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?"
Go to the next verse.
The next one is, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, the worms cover thee." All right, which means, the worms represent corrosion, corruption. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?"
Look up the word fallen,
Mm-hmm.
and then Lucifer.
Okay, the word for fallen, the Hebrew word there is shemayim, heavens, or heavens, sky, visible heavens, as abode of the stars, as the visible universe, the sky, atmosphere.
Go click back and read that word in English before you read it in the Hebrew again. What was that word that you read?
It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?"
Click on fallen first.
Okay, fallen, napal, or napal,
Give
which
me Genesis 6.
which means,
Napal literally means to fall. All right, to be at a high exalted state, like to be a king, go from being a king to a pauper, right? From being a king to a homeless person. To fall from your condition or your state in the earth, and that's Esau is in that going through that right now. He's experiencing that right now, the falling. All right. The reason why I asked the elder to get me Genesis the 6th chapter. All right, because go ahead and read that out.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. "And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair."
Read it verbatim.
"That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair."
Yeah, you got these clowns out there saying they get all into that sci-fi, beyond the yellow brick road mentality. in that sci-fi fantasy world. The sons of God simply means the sons of Adam. Although all those nations came of the sons of Adam, you had three categories. You had the sons of men, and you had the sons of Adam, which is the sons of God. It tells you that in Luke the 3rd chapter, that Adam himself, which was the son of God, which was the son of the Most High. So if he had sons, they became princes. And their sons became princes, and so forth and so on. So you had the sons of men, which were all the nations, and you had the sons of God, which were our foreparents. Then out of those people, you had the sons of the wicked, which was this damn devil. That's why we read what we read earlier in Matthew's 13th chapter. All right, now let's go back.
All right. Back to Genesis 6:2. It says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. For giants, no.
Now let's go to Genesis. Open up another tab. Genesis 6:4. Let's see what the Hebrew word is, and then let's click on the Hebrew word. Go ahead. Read the actual word and then read in the Hebrew. Or read the verse and read the Hebrew.
All right, Genesis 6:4, it says, there were giants in the earth, and in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Now click on giants.
Now we're going to go to giants. Napayal in the Hebrew, which means giants, and they have Nephilim. Giants, for it means excellent, noble, skillful. Those who use to interpret the passage in Genesis, the fall of angels, were accustomed to render fallers, rebels, apostates. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, represent a high exalted people that were fallen. Why did they fall? Because they went with the daughters of men, and they had children with these daughters of men. So from that high exalted state, they fell. So if you notice, the word in the Isaiah 14 is napal, right? And the word that you just read was what? Napayal, which is the same root word. It means to fall. It doesn't mean angels from another galaxy coming down and seeing women and popping in women and having half aliens, half humans. It doesn't mean that. Exactly. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 82 verse 6. I have said ye are gods. And
another word for gods were giants, high exalted ones, which at one point we were, and we're going to be that all over again. Go ahead.
I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Is he talking about the whole world? He's talking about Israelites. Go ahead.
But you shall die like men.
And when we went into